Good morning, everyone. It's another day where there's a little bit of chill in the air and a hint of fall. I'm liking it. However, I'm not a fan of Tuesdays that feel like a Monday, and that's what this morning feels like. I have a stripe at my legs talking to me and rubbing up against me and happy to see me. I'm trying to get things handled this morning and get out the door for the chiropractor and shopping day. I am glad Morris is not getting confused and running around on the front. But of course I can always switch orders and make changes to make the current configuration work. Come on up, Morris. Good morning. Good morning. Here you go, bud. Here you go. Hi. Hi, Morris. Good morning. You got a little something there. You had a little something on your whiskers. Probably was in his field of vision. Nothing serious. Just some crud. Yard crud. Here you go, Gray. It's your turn. Told her I was sorry I didn't sit with her yesterday, but I wasn't home. And that nobody got the normal amount of attention today. And that I will be in this afternoon. She goes, well, we're straight, Mom, as long as you don't forget the chicken. Good girl. Good girl. We're out here, and it really is truly gorgeous today. They're out there dragging the ball field. It's raising quite a dust storm this morning. It's dry, really dry now, and it's windy, and the dust is going everywhere. And he's left his truck running while he's doing the field. It's so hot today, you know, we got to keep that air conditioning going in that ice vehicle. I don't get it. So the fence in and of itself, you know, looks nice enough, but I just feel like it blocks too much of the flowers. I also, on the other side, had already pulled off these stickers because tags, who wants to look at that on your nice finished project? If I had a pair of pliers, I'd pull the staples out too. I see they left it open down here on the end. I guess they can get they either didn't have enough stuff, or they didn't had to reach in with the other hand, or they didn't they wanted to leave it open so they could get the tractor in or whatever. That's bluebirds down there on the fence rail. So the birds probably like to have the place to perch on the fence. 2 comments about yesterday's trip. I asked Don if he felt like using FSD for the entire trip allowed him to be less tired and less stressed when he got home. And he thought about it for a few seconds and he said, yeah, I do. So, yeah. I mean, Don supervised the car for 98% of the trip. I mean, the only time we weren't in FSD was getting in and out of the supercharger parking lot and the Culver's and Johnny's apartment complex. So the car navigation, it's really a navigation issue, sometimes tends to be not sure how to make that first turn, and sometimes we aren't sure either, and I find that we get us out on the main road often and then kick FSD in. But Don did kick it in a few times, you know, in the parking lot. I saw where he got his turn toward the right egress entrance exit for the parking lot. And then, you know, once he knew we were pointed in the right direction, pretty much every time he turned it on, engaged it. So, and the other thing is besides getting to meet Matt yesterday, and I saw Tim, but Tim's got a brand new baby, and I had already spoke with Matt. I didn't go up and speak directly with Tim, but we also got to talk. Their mom was at the check-in point, so it's very much a family-run business, and they have some family that lives in Fuquay. So Mom asked where we lived, and I said Fuquay Varina, and I expect everybody's jaw to drop and go, well, where the heck is that? You know, we have that shirt here. And I said, you know, it's south of Raleigh. And she goes, oh, I know where Fuquay is. Don't think I don't know where Fuquay is. I'm like, okay. I assure you, when I lived down in Monroe, I had no idea that there was a Fuquay, North Carolina. You know, when you live sometimes even 100 miles away, but certainly a couple hundred miles away, you don't know the names of all of the places. Even to this day, I hear, you know, names of cities in New Jersey, and yep, I know Freehill. Yep, I know Lakehurst. Yep, I know Jackson, Lakewood, you know, Edison, obviously Atlantic City. But, you know, there's so many names I know. Medford. You know, I know all these places, but I'll hear city names, and even though I'm from New Jersey, I don't know where that city is in New Jersey. So anyway, I thought there was a little bit of a Fuquay connection there. They said the relative that lives in Fuquay does have quite a few of their trees in the yard. And I asked if that person was on the garden tour, and the answer was no, but maybe they should be. So anyway, that was kind of cool. So it was a pretty good bit of miles. If we'd have drove 100 more miles, we could have made it to New Jersey. It was somewhere between 600, 650. I guess it was 650 from, you know, depending on if we were leaving from Monroe, or, you know, leave from up here is a little less, so obviously, but yeah, I'm just, for me, in the terms of perspective of amount of time it takes to get to point A and point B, is always, well, could I have gotten to New Jersey or not? Because we used to, you know, after moving here, my family in 1979, in the beginning, we went back quite often to see my grandparents, and over time, not so often. So, well, it's looking pretty backed up over here today, so if I can get to this turn lane, I'm taking it. So Don had a comment yesterday about keep climate on / dog mode. He said that people either don't understand the capability or underestimate the value of keep climate on and how great that is. And I'm going to add to that that, you know, buying all those plants yesterday, there was never oh God, it's summertime and it's hot, we can't stop anywhere because the plants will be damaged in the heat of the car. You know, it's going to get up to 120, 140 degrees or something. We never had to worry about that. We forgot to leave climate on when we walked up to the Walmart, but we weren't really gone that long. But we did leave it on when we were at Culver's, and obviously we left it on when we were at the apartment complex. And there was just no worry about it. And I buy groceries all the time, and I don't worry about it. You know, when you take family members someplace with you where they don't really want to come in, but they're along for the ride, you don't have to rush as fast because they're comfortable in the car. You know, that time that Dawn was in the GMC and I forgot when we were down at the apartment complex and Johnny and I went into Target, I was like, oh my God, I left you out in the hot car for 45 minutes. And he's like, well, I went and sat on the bench. It was okay. But that's because I was so used to having it that I forgot we didn't have it that day. So, and I haven't kept up with what other cars are doing this now. I know probably Rivian, I think I've heard, and I'm sure a few of the other EVs, they may not have dog mode. They may not have implemented it as well as Tesla has. As a matter of fact, I'd be willing to bet they haven't implemented it as well. But I know some of the other vehicles have it or are starting to have it now, or could have it if they decided to add it. But, you know, Tesla, I think, really made it a thing. And it's a very good reason to want a Tesla and an EV capable of doing that. You can't really comprehend it until it's a 95-degree day and you're trying to bring home ice cream and you're able to leave the car air conditioner on while you're shopping, and when you come back to the car, it's, you know, 70 degrees in there. You put the ice cream in front of the vent, you get it home, and it's not melted like it would have been in other cars. So there is that. I got in the car and I had a Century event, and I figured it was probably just me. But it was actually a guy with a sprayer that walked behind Ruby, I guess spraying for weeds or something. So I got out to make sure I don't see any spray or damage to the back, and I don't. But you know how I feel about guys doing lawn service really close to my car, and the thing of it is that's never happened over here before, and I don't even see where they would be. But it's very windy today, and I like to tell these guys that you shouldn't spray that stuff when it's windy. Oh. Past a white Model X, followed by a Mach-E, and there's either a Model X or a Model Y just turned up there. It's a real mecca over here near the Iona Rechargery and the town of Apex Community Center / charging area. I want to find some plant pots at Guardian Angel. Please, plant pots. Somebody donate some good stuff. Well, the parking lot is very full today, and that doesn't mean the businesses have a whole lot more business today. That means Hertz has parked a whole lot more cars over here today. I'd like to say the last 2 or 3 on that aisle even were out-of-state plates, and I'm sure there could be an out-of-state plate or 2 from a real person here shopping from time to time, but mostly no, that just means it's Hertz stuff. I wouldn't want to run a business in this parking lot. The people that are coming to pick up and drop off Hertz cars, they're not going to shop. And then also, you know, there's just the parking situation for your customers gets to be crazy from time to time. Now, Johnny already has the arena. I'm not buying this for $8 for the arena. It's the 4 BattleBots, and he has 4 or 6 of them. And these 4 are not any of the ones he has, and I know he would want those BattleBots. This is a hex bug kit, and none of those are big enough for what I need. So I got the BattleBots arena for Johnny and a Timex Indiglo Expedition watch for Dawn. It was just too cheap and nice to leave there. I kind of like the watches that have the Indiglo. This is one he can wear. You know, I paid less than $4 for it, so basically he can wear it doing anything he wants, even yard work, and he doesn't have to worry about it. Had a leather strap. It's nice. I'll pop up a picture of it if I can remember. What was I gonna say? Yeah, no plant pots. I like to find things for Michelle. Nothing for Michelle. No Lego of. There were Duplos, but there was no big kid Legos. So I would like to have bought more, but that's all I bought. And they're still finessing the cash register in there, the new system. It'll be interesting to see if Fuquay really went live today with the register at the big store. And the other thing I was going to say is I have really noticed an increase in prices again over the last couple of weeks on all sorts of things. Me personally, things that we buy now costing more. Not necessarily groceries, but like stuff at Walmart, stuff on Amazon, less deals. The ladies on the Lego Lounge on Facebook, that group, are very concerned about the price of Lego sets, and due to the increase in the tariffs, and some were particularly concerned with the recent sets they ordered off that forget what is Bricklink Designer Program sets, you know, the ones they're doing 4 years and now, where they crowdsource if they have enough interest, and if there are, then they print them up, and if there aren't, they don't. And they are official Lego sets, They're just specialty Bricklink designer program ones, and they were worried about them being canceled or them showing up with us having to pay extra tariff on them, or I don't know. I think the consensus was that they're mailed from a U.S. warehouse, even if they're shipped here from, you know, Billabong. They get mailed over here, so they just, the consensus was, since they're mailed from over here, there won't be a tariff that will just outright show up, and you've already paid for it, so Lego can't really increase the price of it after the bill of sale, and it won't stop Lego from increasing the price of other stuff to cover the current cost of producing Lego sets. So we'll see. I think most of us are tired of having to earn the same and pay a lot more for goods and services that we're used to paying a certain price for. I think we're all pretty much tired of things going up. So, I don't know. Hopefully at Whole Foods today I won't notice too much. I did swap out my summer bags for my Halloween bags. I found you something today.
You got something for me?
Yep, I look at every single one they ever have.
Oh, watch. Way cool.
Yeah, but a $3.75 watch.
Well, that's my kind of watch. I got a nice band, nice leather band.
It's Timex Indiglo.
Oh, it is?
Yep. Water resistant to 50 meters.
Uh-huh.
Obviously, the battery's probably dead in it.
Yeah, well, I can.
The battery number happens to be on the back side of the watch, so you can see what the battery is without having to.
Well, isn't that handy?
Isn't that handy?
Way cool.
And they still sell it, and it goes for $65.
Really?
Yes, really. So.
Kick ass.
Yeah, you can. You know, that's one of those ones. If I don't care if you wear it, you're going out to chainsaw a tree. You know, right. Well, it's meant to be expedition series. It's meant to be tough.
Yeah, sure. It looks nice. I like it. I like the band.
A nice big readability. Yeah. The numbers, the stuff on there is big. I think you can tell the time.
Yes, I can.
Without having to put your glasses on. I realize your glasses are on, but it's pretty big.
Yes, it's big enough. Thank you, sweetheart.
You're welcome.
$3.
$3.75. I got my 10% senior discount.
Oh, senior discount.
Yeah. It's been a while since I filmed Don on his unicycle, and although maybe he doesn't get on it every day, he's still down to the mailbox 5 days a week on it. You ordered 2! Yay! He went to get the mail, and that often means water. I'm cooking a picanha roast for dinner. It's in the oven, so I'm putting some bricks on while I got a minute. The back wall is pretty much done, and the side walls are close. The big stickers went on the inside. Artwork, I guess. I'm stopping because our piece of meat's done.